And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Calzius.
And we are back from Staples Center. It is daylight savings time, so we lost an hour of sleep. Kings played at noon at Staples Center, which is like 11 a.m. All sorts of wrong stuff happening here.
Yeah, you know, anytime you play the Nashville Predators in the daytime, you go into it not feeling so hot as a Kings fan. I haven't beat them in, 2+ years. It's always frustrating, but today was no different. I don't know why. We just do not match up well against the Preds in the daylight hours.
That's right. It's episode 47 entitled Daylight Failings. Alright, what's up everybody? Just changed over to daylight savings time, or whatever it is, grabbing a coffee and a muffin here, heading to Nashville, LA Kings, and if the Kings play like I feel, we are screwed. So cheers, I'm saying Kings win 2-1 or something.
So Kings just got back from Dallas not too long ago, where
Indeed.
Jonathan Bernier got the start in net. A little surprising, I think, for a lot of Kings fans, myself included. I don't get that at all, Keith.
Very much so. Jonathan Bernier, obviously one of the most highly touted prospects on the Los Angeles Kings. Very noteworthy goalie who's been playing very well in Manchester. Gets called up because Jonathan Quick's wife was having a baby. Now, rather than giving the start to Erik Ersberg, who is the backup goaltender, he's the backup goaltender that will be playing in the playoffs, they give Jonathan Bernier the start. I get that you want to look at the guy and, you want to reward him and whatnot, but Erik Ersberg's played like 5 games this season. He definitely, I thought, deserved the start, and to me it was a slap in the face by Terry Murray.
Yeah, very questionable move. I didn't quite get that one. I mean, every time it seems Erik Ersberg is playing, it seems against these tough teams. He's playing San Jose, he's playing Detroit. Why not throw him in there against Dallas? Maybe because we've been hot against the Stars this year. Maybe that's why. I really can't find the rationale of why you would call out Jonathan Bernier and give him the start. It makes no sense to me.
Not at all, unless you plan on waiving Erik Ersberg and start, putting Bernier in for some playoffs, but that's not going to happen. So, you got to give your backup goaltender some sort of confidence boost, and to me, I think that shows a lack of confidence in Erik Ersberg on the account of Terry Murray. And look, Ersberg is not a bad backup goaltender. I think he's one of the, in the top half of the league, but I just didn't agree with it.
Well, luckily the Kings did escape with a win in the shootout, so
6 rounds.
Yeah, controversy not as high as it would be had they lost, but I don't get that. We'll see how that affects the team moving forward.
On the flip side of the coin, if Erik Ersberg went to the shootout, would he have lasted 6 rounds?
I don't think so, but would they be in the shootout if Ersberg was starting? That's another question right there. So
That is a good question.
I don't know. Weird times. Got the win, though. And then, like we said, Nashville Predators today at Staples Center.
Just not a good game. I mean, waking up this morning, setting alarms, coffee, taste in the back of your mouth on the way to Staples Center. It's just utterly bizarre. And the weird thing is there was no events tonight at Staples Center, so where's the 7:30 love, AEG? I don't know.
That's the biggest, most baffling thing I think about this game is that why did they play the game at noon? I mean, I know the employees at Staples Centers were stoked because, they got to leave at 3 o'clock or everything. That's all they were talking about, but you got to hook up the fans. We prefer night games, folks. We do. Yeah,
well, the Kings played like we felt, which is a little hungover and very tired to start. It was really, really rough going in. But, they ended up, getting a power play goal, 1-1 at the end of the first.
All right, so it's 1-1 after the first period, and, I don't like the way the Kings are looking right now. Yeah, the score's tied, but the way we match up with the Preds, we're spending all of our time in our own zone, so hoping for a better second period. Let's go, Kings.
You just kind of had that feeling that they were going to lose.
You did, just the way that the Kings were playing. I mean, they were terrible in their own zone. The back-checking of the Preds was just stifling for the Kings. They really didn't have a way to get around that. It was frustrating all game, really.
All right, so it's 1-1, end of the second, and I still don't like what I see. Kings turned it up a little bit, but it's the Nashville Predators. We haven't won against them in 2 years. Let's hope for the best going into the third. Go Kings. Kings coming out of the Olympic break are now 2-3-1. We're 5th place in the Western Conference. 1 point behind us is Colorado. This is not a time to be easing up, which it seems like we might be doing, and I think our team is much improved.
All right, so the game's over. The Kings lost 3-2. I mean, of course, it's the Nashville Predators. We haven't beaten them in 2 years or something like that. We just do not match up well against them. I do not want to see them in the playoffs. Let's talk about the trade deadline pickups really quick. Obviously Dean Lombardi went out and got Jeff Halpern.
Good pickup.
for Teddy Purcell and a third-round pick, which is great. That was sort of like the blockbuster move of the offseason. But then he went onto Craigslist, under the free section, and there was a used Nintendo 64, there was like a leather couch on there, and he also got Frederick Modine.
And he got him for a conditional 7th-round pick. Now, here's the funny thing. The condition is the Kings give up a 7th-round pick to the Columbus Blue Jackets if they win the Stanley Cup.
So we basically got him for free.
Yeah, basically.
And what an impact this guy is making. More than Jeff Halpern, I think, so far. I think Halpern's still trying to find his game. I don't know if he's upset that he's on the Kings. What do you think? I mean, it's like...
Well, I don't think Tampa Bay, while they are still in the playoff push, is going to make the playoffs. And he was playing on a top line with Vinny LeCavalier. Now he's centering the 4th line with Clune, or Evenons, and Brad Richardson. But there's really no place for him up in the top 9, and somebody's going to have to go down to injury for him to really do that. So I think he's probably going to have to accept his role. But Freddie Modine, 3 goals already. He only had 2 as a Columbus Blue Jacket. Lombardi's looking like a genius here.
He really is. Yeah, you got him for nothing, gave this guy a chance, and I think he's really embracing his role in the team. I think he's having a great time here. I think he's meshing well with the teammates. Has scored some points, so I'm looking for him to be a huge piece of the Kings' puzzle going into the playoffs.
Definitely, and I think the dynamic of the team has changed for the positive. Now, the question is, can we get our play back on track? Because I don't think Halpern or Modine are distractions at all. They're former leaders of their respective teams. What the hell is missing, Kings fans? Maybe you can tell me.
It's a little worrisome, because we got to be going to the playoffs on a winning streak, and right now you look at the other top teams. Colorado isn't losing. Phoenix is playing ridiculous right now. We're going to slowly start going down there. I don't know if the 4th seed might be out of reach at this point. I don't know.
It very well could be, unless Phoenix goes on a slide, but their deadline deals, I thought, were very good. The question is, how far do we go? The bottom line is the top 2 in the Western Conference is going to be San Jose, followed by Chicago.
Book it. That's set.
That's done.
Yeah.
If we fall to 7th, we play Chicago in the 1st round. I mean, we'll be lucky to win a game from them.
No, I think what we definitely established in the last 3 games the Kings have played is that we do not, under any circumstance, want to see the Nashville Predators or the Chicago Blackhawks in the playoffs, because we're not going to win that series. We're going to lose.
Yeah, the good thing is I don't think we will face the Nashville Predators in the 1st round of the playoffs, but depending on how the Kings do, how far they fall, we could end up playing a good team. Right? Phoenix, I think we match up with. It's going to be a tough series. It could go either way. Vancouver, I'm not that worried about.
No.
If we fell to 8th, I would love to play San Jose, because I think we got their number.
I would, but I really don't want to fall to 8th. That'd be scary. So,
your question of the day is, who would you like to see the Kings play in the playoffs in the 1st round? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs. Alright, so that brings us to a wrap. Stay tuned. We'll have another episode out after the Chicago game. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalzus.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.